traditional group of people who are willing to take this pig fucker down. And we can do it. It's possible. But the whole idea is that Blanche is going to lead that to the gates of hell. He's going to be the downfall to the idiocracy, because he's going to do whatever idiot boy says and move around with him and please him, because in the long run, he's looking at money. He's not looking at serving the government and blah, 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 and Trump. No, he's looking at the money. He walks away with this. Even, let me tell you something, even as a regular attorney general, even as a regular attorney general in the private sector, he could get all sorts of deals, money, business, whether it be through the law, whether it be through business. He get connected, major connection. Just the power of the presidency is going to get him connected, even after he goes to jail if he don't speak and talk on anybody. There's a lot of people in that Epstein society that will look out for him and say he's one of ours, just like they did Bondi. I'm telling you. You see how powerful it is. When he fired Bondi, Trump brought him right back, made her the liaison between the White House and the tech billionaires. Way cushy job. She ain't got to worry about nothing. She just needs to be quiet and follow that rule, and she will build relationships. And even if she's in trouble for what she did in her role as the AG, she'll go to jail. She'll go in like Steve Bannon. 7 figures, come out 8, 9. That's the game, y'all. But the good news is this, again.
You can select from multiple AI avatars, and they come with different styles, outfits, and even backgrounds.
In a sea of second number apps, get the only one that offers real mobile numbers. Slime up.
Trump's going to make sure that Michigan goes to the Democrats. Yes. Here's the deal. I want you to pay attention to everything about this. Saeed is still running right now. It hasn't been officially announced that he won the primary, but he is leading, and it's a very close race. At this very moment, they're going back and forth, but I think he's got a damn good chance for senator. We need another progressive in there for senators. We need as many progressive senators as we can. I think we got a good shot. Even if Haley, his competitor, does win, we got a Democrat coming in. It's not going to be Republicans sneaking in on that one. Stay on this video and I'll explain why progressives are winning and why we are in a position to really get more effective change going into 2027, not only with a Democratic majority, but a more powerful Democratic progressive base, because the moderates suck. Think Jeffries, think Schumer, okay? So let me walk you through it. El Said won last night, yes, out of Michigan. He's got a good chance to beat the black Republican candidate, whose name I ain't gonna even mention. But here's the thing. There's been ebbs and flow to this. And basically the ebb and flow has been that we did have some losses in Missouri and in Washington. Here's what's happening. The moderate Democrats, or what I call traditional Democrats, because I don't see anything moderate about them at all. You know, you say moderate, you would think somebody who's, they're not. And here's the thing. They're raising 3 times the money. In El Said's case, it was 10 times the money. You know, his competitor was the APOC queen. You know, they're raising big money. And he beat him. He beat the APOC queen, you know. And El Said is winning, and progressives are winning. But here's what I want you to get out of all of this. There's a split in ideology in the middle of Democrats. There's a Democratic civil war. And there are people who are fighting, and APOC is supporting the people who are the traditional moderate people versus the progressives. The progressives, the reality is this: we got to go more left. They went more right, and they won. And even though the you know what was stolen, they won. And here's the thing I want you to understand. It's our goal to go more left. Quite frankly, more left. And I think Kamala Harris coming into the scene, she understands that. That's why she's saying things like Supreme Court reform, let's get representatives for Congress out of Puerto Rico, out of DC, let's get them going. I mean, I think she gets that, and I think there's other people who get that. And then I remind people who come at Kamala and say, no, she's not a progressive. Yeah, she was. She inherited Joe Biden's base. And if you saw her during the primary in 2020, you could never mistake her for anything but a progressive. But she was invited into Joe Biden's camp. She inherited Joe Biden's campaign with 107 days to do this in. Then, point is, ain't no fucking way nobody's doing 107 days to do that. Everybody who's a Kamala Harris supporter, please go after anybody who leaves comments trying to hate on her in here. I've had enough of that shit. That is just ridiculous. You expect a black woman to fly in a white man's running race. Fuck you forever. Now, let's go into the progressive conversation. Right now, it's a matter of hitting home an important conversation. And that important conversation lays into Medicare getting ready to kill everybody. You notice I didn't hold back on that. It's like Medicare getting ready to kill everybody. So what I mean by that is the Republicans are trying to kill us. If you don't think so, they're trying to take $1 trillion out of Medicaid next year. They're trying to take billions out of Medicare. The Affordable Care Act already has 4 million people who didn't get their ACA benefits. They suspect, and we all hope they're wrong, that there might be 50,000 deaths this year due to those 4 million not having their health care. Veterans benefits, more deaths, again, hoping they're wrong. And Social Security being decimated. I've talked to federal workers, Social Security workers, and they're all saying this is a hot, crazy mess. We got to get progressives in there who not only going to come in and toe the line, but people who are going to straight up go left with this shit. We got to go left. They go right, we go left. What's that Michelle say? They go down, we go up. No, we got to go left. Stop going down. Stop going up. Go over left. That's where we need to be, okay? And we're on this Fuck You Forever program. You know how that is? Fuck You Forever program. The FYF, okay? Because this whole thing it's very clear. They're trying to, not only through our benefits, hurt us, but they're also trying to hurt us through the ICE killings, whether it be on the streets, in detention, through deportation. I mean, just fucking crazy. And not to mention the war where our service members are being lost. Let's not get confused with our messaging. Medical, killing us, vote against them. All right? Fuck them forever, okay? That's where we are. Put FYF in the comments. Fuck you forever, because these motherfuckers is no longer about ideology of Reagan and Bush and Bushes. Okay, this is about some crazy motherfucker with some other crazy motherfuckers who doing crazy motherfucking things. And we have to stand strong and fight back. And that's what it really comes down to. You know, and let me take you down this road, November 3rd, okay? So as we're dealing with progressives and understand that El Said and a whole bunch of other people who are progressives need to have an agenda that's going to fight back.
See, you lost people believe bullshit like that. He lies, you believe it, and we laugh at it.
And the thing they have to fight first within our own party. We got a civil war going on. I said that in the beginning. Let me break it down to you. And this is what I discovered working Kamala Harris's campaign. There is a traditional moderate who gets the money in the ape pocket of blah. And then there is the progressives who are like, wait a minute, people are dying. We need to say, motherfucking, something's wrong with this shit. And then there's some issues that in the Democratic Party, whether you're a progressive or a moderate, I'm about to go there. Follow me. There's some people who claim to be progressive who have some...
Yeah, he's the president that's about to be impeached for a third time, motherfucker.
Prejudice, racist, misogynistic, homophobic, and xenophobic, and anti-Semite problems. How do we know? Because there were people on our side who did not vote for the black Indian woman married to the Jew, who sat their ass on the couch. Do you know there was supposedly, I know that you know what was stolen, but let's talk about the current numbers. 75.
Yeah, fuck both parties. I'm with we the people, not Republican or Democrat.
75 million voted for Trump. 70 million or something close to that, 76 million. He lost by a very.
It happened twice already. He one of the first fucking presidents to be impeached twice, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? He's definitely gonna be the first one to be impeached 3 times.
Small percentage, 1%, 2%. I mean, he won by that, but he should have lost by more. Here's the thing. 70 something million for each side, right? Here's the thing I want.
Impeach don't mean you leave, you fucking morons. Do you know what impeach mean? Did Bill Clinton leave when he got impeached, you fucking dummy? Did Obama get impeached at all? Oh, no, he didn't. So with that being said, nobody said you leave and you get impeached, you fucking 3rd grader. Who the fuck don't know that? Oh, MAGA. Dumbasses.
You to focus on. 90 million did not vote. Why didn't they vote? Some are apathetic. Okay, I get it. Well, they weren't talking more about the economy or talking more about immigration or blah, blah, blah. Listen, cut
That wasn't the only thing he got impeached for.
shit. Let's be very clear. Apathy is not a strategy for a democratic economy, whether you're a conservative or a liberal. And understand
Gay MAGA.
this, conservatives have made it very clear they're conserving their ability to let motherfuckers live. Okay? Let's be very clear. So what I'm saying to you is that on the left, there's something we got to confront. We got to confront the fact that Democratic Party does not go into the South. There's 30 to 50% black people from, let's count it down, from Louisiana.
Again, you don't know what impeach means, obviously. It means you lose your fucking presidential powers. Shut up. Go sit down somewhere and go to a chat that's uneducated like you.
Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. Hey, listen, even if you just took these 6 states, then you choose anything else. If we had major numbers in these states, that would gut the shit out of the Republican Party forever. Why haven't they done that? Well, I'll repeat with some of the black people who work in the South for the Democratic Party and fight.
No, I did not.
Said, because I've listened very carefully, especially in the last 2 years working with Kamala Harris campaign, and at the same time during the whole debacle that
You ain't got no fucking job.
happened with Jasmine Crockett and Tallarico. Listen, they're white Democrats who claim to be progressive, who claim to be moderates, whatever side they own, who don't want black people in power. There, I said it. They don't want black people in power. They would rather not even depend on the Negro for the vote. You can see that in Tallarico. He's hurting by the black base. If he wins, it's because of black people. If he loses, it's because of black people. Let's be very clear. And because there are millions in Texas who are black, who are looking at this like, ooh, this ain't good. And the way they got treated, this bullshit. That's why I don't even tell black people in Texas. I'm like, listen, if you and your feelings about voting for this November, yeah, we need to beat out Trump and we need to do this for all the reasons I just talked about, them trying to kill us. But
join the world's #1 RPG game. Download now.
All my friends moved to the city, and maybe they're like me, trying to build something of their
Oh man, shut the fuck up. Well, you need your motherfucking head slapped. If you a black man from NYC, you need to go sit your bitch ass down. And Reading, you need to go sit your dumb ass down too. Know your history. Go do some history on that. before you run your mouth stupid. Because there's some things that happen with that obviously you're not adding into the story. And that is that the white Confederates used to be Democrat until the Emancipation Proclamation. And they were so fucking mad at the Democratic Party that they all went and became them same crackers that was KKK motherfuckers that was trying to keep the shit down. They became Republicans. So the people that's Republicans now is the same offspring of the motherfuckers that was Democrats then. So it don't work. Just shut the fuck up. The party don't matter. It's the people. And I really wish y'all would get that through y'all head. It's the party. It's not the party that matters. It's the people in the party. So just because y'all keep on saying the Democrats did this, the Democrats did, it's all the same people. Because anybody that's in power for the most part is white Democrats and white Republicans. Do you think that the Democratic white people is any less racist than the Republicans? Is that what y'all think? Y'all think that we believe that voting blue mean you voting for people that care about you? Is that what y'all think that we think? Funny.
I just never figured out.
If it's the same people on both sides, what makes you think that we give a fuck about a party? Do you think I think Joe Biden is less racist than Donald Trump? He might be more racist than Donald Trump. Fuck history, it don't affect us now. Man, shut the fuck up. Ain't no fuck history, you stupid motherfucker. That's how I know you either a white man or a dumbass black man. It don't matter. Yeah, black people in power always muck it up. But you just had you got the most respected motherfucking president in American history in Barack Obama. The most respected in American history. How the fuck did that happen? But Biden. You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank. I can tell you this. Black men and women make up the most educated people in the fucking country. So what the fuck you talk about? Black women alone is the most educated in the United States out of all groups of people. Is black women. Go do the math, dummy. But why are we talking about black and white all of a sudden? Huh? That's what y'all want to talk about? Because you gonna lose. God damn. Yeah, Pitbull. Women. The most educated. Period. Period.
Seems like save us, but we ain't gonna save you. That's what it comes across as. And until Democrats really begin to take this on, we're gonna have a problem. The other thing, and that's the waters that Commonwealth has to navigate.
I heard
through,
y'all feelings.
And other.
Is y'all feelings hurt? Oh man, y'all need to stop.
have to navigate through. But Kamala just needs to say one of them speeches that Obama did, because they made Obama say a speech. And I get tired of hearing we
Man, fuck you. You a black man from NYC. Go do the math, motherfucker. Don't ask me shit.
we're not gonna have a black woman as a president. I remember when they said that about Obama. We ain't gonna have no black dude with no Osama bin Laden type name. No way. That's not gonna happen. It happened twice. You understand? Kamala can be president. She can be president. Oh, they'll never vote a woman. Yeah, okay. Until they do. And they will.
You better do your research. Every fucking great event that happened in motherfucking the United States of America, it was a black woman present, by, or somewhere, or a woman. You need to go do your research. Don't ask me no stupid ass questions. The answers is out there. I ain't your goddamn teacher.
It's gonna happen. Deal with it, bitch. Just get over it.
Deal with it, bitch. Deal with it, bitch. Just get over it.
You're bitching about it. Here's the thing. She's the best candidate out of everybody, period. I'm not saying she's perfect, but she's the best candidate. She inherited a campaign that she had to deal with. She had to handle other people's shit. Not like black women had to do that before for the last couple of 100 years, right? The fuck? You expect perfection out of a motherfucker who had to handle a campaign for 107 after they fucked it up? But this is the thinking of white Americans, particularly white male Americans, or white Americans. Because think about this for a minute. Just run this in your head, just for a second.
You dummies.
Reagan. Then you had Bush. Bush, horrible economy. Then you had Clinton. Best economy, 2 terms. Then you had Bush Jr., who frankly took it. Him and his brother Jeb took that election. And Al Gore was too much of a pussy to stand up to it. And he fucked up the economy, gives it back to another Democrat who got blamed left and right for ruining the economy. I'm like, motherfucker, please, how can you blame that black man for running the fucking economy when you know goddamn well y'all did the mortgage crisis, bitch? Then they didn't want to give him credit for finding Osama bin Laden and killing him. And they're like, well, it was the president's work, Bush's work before. You racist motherfuckers. You don't want nobody to get anything. Fuck you forever. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck
Even
you
white
forever.
people who are real, who aren't racist, went in there and called that shit out. And then he handed over a great economy over to Trump, and he fucks it all up. 1 million people from COVID die in America because of him. And then Biden comes in and tries to fix things in 4 years. He really needed 8, but he did an okay job trying to get through that. Wasn't perfect, but he did his job.
What the fuck you mean Clinton got impeached for real? Bitch, he stayed in the White House the same amount of time that your president will stay in that bitch impeached. You don't leave the White House because you get impeached, you motherfucking dummy. You still the president. You still in office until your term is up. Even if you get impeached, you just don't have no fucking presidential powers. Now shut up. I ain't teaching your dumb ass nothing else.
And did a better job than Trump. Damn right. And then y'all come back, oh, it's all messed up. No, Biden's still fixing Trump's fuck up from his first 4 years. Stupid motherfuckers. And then you don't want to give that. You just want your racist president in. So here he is in here because people were outraged. Oh no, we bad enough we had Obama. Now we're not going to have this black woman in here. But we had that on the left. We had people who were in their bad about that. How do we know? Because you had ladies like Under the Desk News telling people she won a primary as soon as we heard about Kamala coming up to be the candidate after Biden. After Kamala came in 2004. I remember that. I was looking at it, and I was looking at it Saturday. I'm like, oh, no, you didn't. Like, wait a minute. You won a primary. Oh, you don't like Kamala. Okay. What is it you don't like about Kamala? Because here's the thing. There are racist LGBTQ too. Let's go there. Let's really dig there. I just talked about the progressives being racist. Let's talk about the racist LGBTQ people, AI people. Let's talk about them because they're there too. There's an issue. Listen, my fellow Democrats, understand something. We have problems. We got issues that we got to begin to address. And the reason I've said Kamala need to do one of those Obama speeches, my favorite speech by Obama was the one he talked about with race. He talked about, oh, you want to talk about race? Let's talk about a bigger picture. But if you want to, look it up on YouTube. You want to talk about race? I'll talk about how I had a chill down my spine and how uncomfortable I was when when my grandmother said, when she sees a black man, she runs to the other side of the street.
Sleepy Joe or Sleepy Trump, motherfucker. Cause y'all can't even, Biden ain't never sleep this motherfucking much. Every time you look up, this motherfucker sleep. He had Lindsey Graham funeral, sleep than a motherfucker. Wake up, Trump, huh? Oh, yeah. R.I.P. He was so asleep at Lindsey Graham goddamn funeral, man. They almost put his ass in the casket. He was knocked the fuck out with his eyebrows raised up like he was paying, attention. Motherfucker, your eyes is closed.
Now she said that while he was a kid sitting on the couch in the room. You understand? I mean, he's willing to go there. I think Kamala needs to be willing to go there. I think she needs to talk about the issues. And here's the reality. Biden did a better job than Trump, but they were right about one thing in retrospect from somebody who worked on Kamala's campaign. She needed to throw Biden under the bus. And she wasn't going to do that because she was, again, respectful. But this time around,
he fell down in that motherfucking dinner when the motherfuckers was that fake ass assassination. His knees hit the ground hard as shit. And he did everything but fall down Air Force One. He slid down the motherfucking rail. He slid down that fucking rail, though.
that motherfucker need to be rolling under that bus. Rolling, riding dirty. Need to be rolling under that motherfucking bus. Throw him under the bus. Throw his people under the bus who threw you under the bus, Kamala. And she need to take that on. Understand this. The people united will never be defeated. We're in a fight for our lives. And we got to understand that. And we also got to understand.
Man, listen. All y'all that saying he winning, do y'all know he lost 80% of his motherfucking court cases? That's not winning, sir. You went to school, right? Was 20% winning? Was 20% a passing grade? Hey, dummies. I know it's early in the morning, but was 20% a passing grade? No, motherfucker, that was an F. Below a E. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all dumb and y'all not that educated. But 20% of 100 is not par for the course. 60 ain't even really par for the course, but they say it's passing. I say it's barely, you should still fail with a fucking 60. But the motherfucker is winning by 20%. That's not winning, y'all. And in order to get up out of all this legal shit, you got to win more than 20% of the motherfucking cases. If you only win in 20% of the cases, that means that all the legal baggage is going to be weighing down on your neck. And it's going to be hard to motherfucking breathe when you only winning at 20%. I mean, some legal shit can happen. Some actions can be made. Y'all know this motherfucker, he's the only that I'm aware of, besides probably Richard Nixon, who got indicted while being the president. That's crazy.
And what's at stake? What's at stake, everybody? What's at stake? What's at stake? Our economy, our healthcare, our lives. They're trying to kill us. And I want you to understand the bigger nuances of this, because we do have problems within our party, as I pointed out, whether it be the racism, whether it be the homophobia, the misogyny, the Zionism, the anti-Semitism. There's a civil war going on with the Jews in America. One side, the traditional Jew, says we got to have a place to go in case we run someplace. We got to side with Israel. We all for them. We all for AIPAC. Then there's these younger Jews who are like, listen, no, fuck this. What they're doing to...
Man, fuck you. Debate me, motherfucker.
Palestine.
And if I see your shit in the comments, I might challenge that shit.
It's fucking ridiculous. And, you making it bad on Jews here. This is crazy. We're insane. I've had many, many conversations with individuals, and it's fallen along the lines of many times age, but I'll say it like this, because I don't have a pony in that race, but I'll say it as an African American. They have their own problems. 70% of the Jews here voted for Kamala Harris. They were the second group after black people. The third group was Latinas, okay? And Latina sisters, y'all need to be talking seriously to your Latino men, and everybody say, get your ass out there and vote Democratic. And even if the person...
Hey, y'all, SB or SBO, whatever the fuck his name is, that motherfucker is touched. He is what you call insecure. He an insecure motherfucker who something hurt his feelings on here that I said that was true. Because the truth will hurt a motherfucker's feelings. And this inadequate, recessive punk motherfucker is on here in his feelings. And I understand, but you're going to have to deal with what you are and who the fuck you are. And live with it, motherfucker. You can't be mad at nobody else for who and what the fuck you are. That's what you call, you know what the fuck it is. I don't feel sorry for your motherfucking ass, though. You can pull your red hat down and buckle the back of that bitch as tight as you want. You got to deal with that. Your little pussy-ass insults that you think is nothing you could ever say that could insult me, motherfucker. That's number one. Number two, you still you and I'm me. And I think you mad about me being me, and you mad about you being your whack ass. Because there ain't no fucking way I'm sitting in a chat that's talking about me and I'm sitting here listening. That means that you already lost, motherfucker. You already lost. You lost when you sat here for an hour listening to me tell me how fucking weak you are, tell you how fucking insecure you are, tell you how fucking inadequate, insufficient in every motherfucking thing you are. And you still sitting here listening like a fly, a maggot, trash can dwelling piece of shit. And you think you doing something. You ain't doing shit. But showing how fucking dumb you is and showing that, yeah, Trump's base is the uneducated. We love the uneducated. He told your stupid ass that. You still over here clapping like you smart. No, you should go follow somebody that's smart, because clearly he dumb. But you dumber than him for him to tell you that he like dumb motherfuckers, and you still clapping your dumb ass hands. That's two dumb motherfuckers that deserve each other. So, yeah, it's grown-ups and then it's dumb little motherfuckers. But like I said, if you support this motherfucker, The stat says that the uneducated is his goddamn core base. He said smart people don't like me. Smart people don't like me. And we love the uneducated. He said that. And you stupid motherfuckers is still supporting him. I mean, I guess you cool with being the uneducated. Is that what you trying to tell me? Bro, we all have a right to our opinions. Yeah, and I got a right to my opinion about your motherfucking opinion. Especially on my motherfucking platform. Trump ain't helping no motherfucking jail reform. He let out a couple criminals. No matter what you say, he's not a good man. He's not a good person. He's not a good president, good husband, good father. He ain't good shit. He a good crook. I give him that. Good con man. He got y'all ass with them Trump phones. Let me tell you that shit now. He got y'all real good with them motherfucking Trump phones. That was the easiest motherfucking money he ever made. Easiest. And y'all paid that shit like it wasn't nothing. Exactly. Lost in your cult propagandas. That's heavy. Heavy on that. Do I gotta say it? You want me to say why I don't like Trump, motherfucker? Are you talking to me? It's a million fucking reasons why I don't like him. Let me tell you why I do like him. Can I tell you why I do like him first? Get a drink of water. Shut up, bitch. I'm going to show you whose it is when I put your dumb ass out. How about that? This is going to tell you who platform it is right now. Watch this. I will show you who platform this is, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. All right, let me tell you why I do like Trump before I tell you why I don't like him. The reason I do like him is because I've been living long enough to hear this motherfucker speaking as a Democrat and say that he would run for president, but he doesn't want to run now. He's like 30 or 40 fucking, I don't know how old he was, but this is a young Donald Trump. This shit was like 90s or maybe late 80s. He said that he would love to run for president, but he wouldn't run right now. And if he ever did decide to run, he wouldn't run as a Democrat, but he would run as a Republican. And he would run as a Republican because they were easier to manipulate. And that he could basically control them. And that they wasn't smart. He said that. Now to see him after being a Democrat and kicking it with fucking Oprah Winfrey every fucking time you looked on TV, Trump was with Oprah Winfrey. And they talked about fucking Trump running as president and Oprah as his vice. So I know that part of the shit that he do is theatrics. He knows that white America is super duper racist. So he know he could play on that. And that's what he does. I ain't saying that he don't have that he's completely cool and it's a total act. But I believe that, I mean, the man said it when he was a Democrat. He said that if he was going to run, he would run as a Republican because they was easy to manipulate and they would believe the fucking lies. So I heard him say that. I'm talking about this shit was 30 some years ago, maybe 40 years ago. I was watching it, and I'm going to tell you what's even crazier. That if you go through the internet to try to find that interview with Oprah, they got everything but that fucking part. The whole interview is broken up. You can't even find the entire interview. But even if you did, it don't got that part. They scrubbed the internet of that shit. But he definitely said it. I definitely heard it. And he definitely did it. So with that being said, he didn't seem to be racist back then. Every time I seen him, he was with Don King, Mike Tyson, and fucking Muhammad Ali, Oprah Winfrey, Arsenio Hall. Back then, you could hear Trump name in almost every fucking rap song because the Trump Castle Casinos was where all the fights and shit was at. But it was a black paradigm. I ain't saying there wasn't no white people in there, but yeah, it was a lot of, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, for him to be claiming that he's racist now is kind of crazy. And I ain't never say that he did claim that, but he plays on that shit, dog. He definitely plays, the divide game with the entire fucking country by, keeping that type of shit in the air. Y'all saw the social unrest his first term. That shit was crazy. Robert, what the fuck are you talking about? Every time I look up, you got some weird shit typed on the screen that we not even talking about, unless you talking to somebody in the chat. Smash that like button, y'all. Double tap that screen.
Ain't white. Because that was a hang up with Jasmine Crockett. But I'm going to tell you, Kamala's coming. And y'all better not have a hang up on that. I know y'all going to try it, and there's a lot of white progressives who going to try to block Kamala, who got a problem with And then they're like, well, the donors are not going to support her, and blah, 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 blah. Okay. The donors didn't support Obama.
You ain't really
you know that, right?
Shit.
Maybe you don't. Maybe some of you too young to know. The donors didn't.
Hold on. Devin Alex says he's all over the Epstein files. He went too far with Iran for Israel after contributing to 24% of the national debt of all presidents. Think about that stat. He's wrecked job growth and gas prices. Not to mention the motherfucking economy. Not to mention, Medicaid cuts. And it just ain't no fucking good. Trump was never cool. Yes, was talking to another chatter. Oh, all right, cool, Robert, my bad. I be getting mixed up sometimes trying to find out. Okay, you talking to Push 719? Robert clearly only wants human rights for the humans he likes. Devin says, I could go on for literally 10 hours about things Trump done to destroy this country. If you buy Oprah VHS tape, you will find, Super Magnum. Yeah, you can't take it off no fucking tape. How, man, you can erase that shit from the internet, but you can't take that shit off no goddamn VHS. Oh, yeah, man, that shit is crazy, bro. He definitely said it. I might have to access that motherfucking tape just so I could expose it because, people be like, he never said that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you say. I watched the episode myself. And years ago, that shit was still on there. It was one of the first things I thought about when he said he was running for president. I'm like, oh shit, I remember this motherfucker said he would run Republican. Because before that, I never had the vision of Donald Trump being a racist. Never, ever. And then all of a sudden, this whole Obama thing, he came with the Make America Great Again. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And boom, here we are, 45 and 47. But either way, like I said, he fucked up. And y'all know he fucked up.
Big donors didn't support Obama. His average money was $10 to $20 coming from the people. The people united will never be defeated. He had people money. I just don't know.
All right, hold on. Devin said these Republicans are more worried about trans people than sending innocent soldiers to die in Iran and protect billionaire PDFs. It's just pathetic. I'm going to have to agree with you. Because at the end of the day, this is what I'm seeing, y'all. And we can keep this shit 1,000. When you're talking about the MAGA code who seems to hate the LGBTQ, right? If that's the case, then why is all of these MAGA people getting caught with little boys? SE actually. What the fuck is going on with that? Y'all saying y'all don't like trans and y'all don't like the LGBT community, y'all don't like the yada yada yada. Then why is y'all participating in activities that's, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got a lot of shit going on over there. The people who so judgmental, and they seem to be the ones that's getting caught up doing a whole bunch of weird shit. SE actually. Man, who told you to say that shit? Because everybody who's saying it, first of all y'all dumb. And dumb people don't talk about your accusations are your reflections. That's some shit that a predator say. That is some shit that a predator would say. Like, I'm not blaming another motherfucker about what he claiming that I am. Like, I'm going to say what the fuck it is. Whatever the truth is, that's what it's going to be. But if it's exactly what you're saying about me, then I'm suspect of being exactly what the fuck you said I am. But I don't do no shit like that. I'm not just going to claim that you're something because you claiming that I'm something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a wannabe. No, you're a wannabe. You're a grifter. No, you're a grifter. That's what y'all do over there. That shit is pathetic. Man, go lay down. Like, just because you think you can type a lot of shit in the chat don't mean it's true, bitch. Don't nobody care about what you type in the chat if they lies. That shit is crazy. What the fuck do you know? I don't know, but I got your dumb ass listening. Well, let me stop reading people's shit and just responding, because I don't even know if y'all are talking to me at this point. Smash the like button, y'all. Double tap that screen. At least I gave y'all a place to come in and argue.
To tell you other than it's happening. It's a people movement. It's progressive movement. I constantly say throughout this, throughout this thing that I'm on in platform that there are 10 groups that are fighting for us. I won't go over that this time, but there are. Don't talk about why don't anybody do anything. No, the problem is you're not doing anything. You're not paying attention to what's going on. We cannot have this man and this group of people, Republicans, in control like this. We also cannot have the moderate Democrats in control like this. The traditional moderates are dead. It's done. It's enough of this shit. We need things. Well, we don't want to go too far to the left. Why not? They went way far to the right. Did they not? Did they not? Fuck them. Time to go left. Fuck them bitches. Time to go left. Go left, young men and women, go. Old men and women, go. Fuck these motherfuckers.
I mean, Gloria is literally some dumbass shit. That's why I said dumbass. You know, honestly, I'm trying not to say shit that's gonna get me blocked. That's why I'm using dumbass, because I know dumbass is not offensive to YouTube. So I'm using safe words in this bitch because I done been hit with strikes for community guidelines. So my bad, but that's what I gotta do to not call y'all shit that I really want to fucking say.
Listen, for real, I want y'all to understand we're gonna make it through this. And understand we gotta watch out for progressives now. And we gotta put them in power in November and put the Democrats in power. Is Tallarico, if he wins, gonna really do what we expect him to do? I don't know. Given some of the stuff he said on the campaign against Kamala, I'm very concerned. But should you vote for him? Yeah. Notice I said it like that. Yeah. Should black people vote for him? I ain't telling black people in Texas what to do, given that they've been disenfranchised with their vote. I'm not. The decision is yours. I lived in Dallas. I'm from Chicago. I'm here in Chicago, but I lived in Dallas for like 11, 12 years. And, you know, would I vote for Tallarico? I don't know. I talk about context here. If you like my context, you know what to do. We're gonna make it through this, y'all. It's ugly, you know, but we're gonna make it through this. It's not anything that we wanted to see, but we're gonna make it through this. We are. Give it time. Work with it. Show up in the polls. Do what you need to do. And understand, progressives are winning. El Said's going to be a great candidate, and there's a whole bunch of great candidates that we need heading the party. Here in Illinois, Juliana Stratton, great candidate. We need fights. We need to fight because we're up against it. Facts.
If you sit on the toilet, bear down, and barely anything comes out. You don't have constipation, you have poop paralysis. And the difference between the two is everything. It's why...
Hold up.
Breaking: Trump gets a major Epstein bombshell. Listen to this whole video.
We're gonna come back to
It's
this.
basically everything I said that's gonna come true, coming true. So let's go into it. The first thing I want to talk about is, well, let's look at this for a minute. The first thing we got to really set our eyes on is the process and the time window that's happened here. The first thing that came about was him lighting up his own self, Trump lighting up his own self last year about Epstein. And people jumped all over that in the press on both sides, Republican and Democrat. Then you got Garcia, who got in office, who was a major surprise because he came out fighting about Epstein all year long plus, and he's really been kicking ass in it. The Democrat, Garcia, who's on the oversight committee, he probably is going to head the oversight committee as long as we show up in the polls in November. It's going to be an ass kicking for him, for Trump, even further. But today's news was not good. Well, here we go. Then we had the Epstein Transparency Act, which they didn't follow through and release the list and release all the information. That's when we knew Trump's really in trouble, because I was hoping they wouldn't do it in December. I really did. I wanted that smoke. Just like with Todd Blanche. I want Todd Blanche in there. Todd Blanche is going to bring down the downfall of the GOP. See, y'all thinking too small. Y'all thinking, oh, we don't want this to happen. We want Trump to go away. Trump going away don't mean a motherfucking thing. You got a different president with the same vibration coming in. Come on now. We don't need that motherfucker in there. We need him out. We need the administration out. But more importantly, we need the GOP out so they can never come at us like this again. All we got to do is vote like our lives depend on it every 2 years, because without a doubt, they're trying to kill us. Don't believe it? 4 million people without ACA benefits, and 50,000 of them are estimated to die this year. I hope they're wrong. Okay, that's just one. They're decimating veterans benefits, Social Security. I'm gonna get to the bombshell in a minute. They're decimating our Medicaid with $1 trillion in Medicare. Goddamn it, we're in trouble. Bum 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 bum. Like we are Farmer's song ad there. I'm telling you. And white women whisper here, Darren, please get your ass to the polls. Even if you did before, talk to 3 or 4 white women and pull their crazy ass too. All right, now back to the business at hand. So we've had this Epstein transparency. These GOP people are obviously trying to kill us all. So anything bad happening that really makes it worse and pulls them down even better. So sure enough, there are people who started legislation called the Epstein Transparency Act. I was like, oh shit, what's that? Basically, they're putting it where they give the AGs power to go after and hold the Justice Department accountable. These are the
only thing they can do is suppress the information, but they can't fight it. Trump ain't never tried to fight shit in the Epstein shit. He paid motherfuckers off, or he tried to make it go away. But he ain't never stood up to it because he can't. He stood up to it when they didn't know he was in that motherfucker 3,000 times in one batch of goddamn files. Ain't no telling how many times he in the second batch.
United States of America. You understand that? The United States, okay? And we've been kicking their ass on states' rights. It's been like, states' rights, bitch, boom. And I told you there's 10 different groups, but the first one always mentions the governors and attorney generals because they've been awesome. There's like 24, 25 if you include Virgin Islands. We need as many as we can, so we'll include Virgin Islands, damn it. We get it. So what's the big bombshell that's happened with Epstein? Right back after these messages. I'm kidding. I'm going to tell you. Here's the deal. New Mexico is suing Trump. Yeah. Hey, Trump, you're not giving us the information we need, bitch. You better give us this information we need. The first time any president is...
Listen, sued for some information. Between Katie Fang, New Mexico, and everything else that's at work, your boy is done.
Basically thwarted, even Nixon didn't do this, thwarted a local campaign, a local investigation, in New Mexico. New Mexico is a whole nother place out of every America. Just like we say, Texas is different. They are different. Yes, they are. But New Mexico's different. Oklahoma's different. Florida, Michigan, they different. Okay? We have our own quirkiness in every fucking state. Seriously. Every fucking state. Okay? And the different thing about New Mexico, my sister pointed out, she decided for, I don't know why. I don't know, maybe it was one of those older crisis is. She's approaching 70 at the time, and she said, I'm going to go live for a while in New Mexico. And you ought to come see me, Darren. And I'm like, in New Mexico? What's in New Mexico? What the fuck is New Mexico? Did you like Breaking Bad and you decided you were going? I don't even know what Breaking Bad is. I just ain't going to do it. You know, she's a boomer. She's like, I'm going to be to New Mexico. And I was like, oh.
But you sound inferior, surfboard.
Okay. Enjoy that shit. Enjoy that shit, chick. I'm not going to New Mexico. But she had an interesting spin on New Mexico as a lawyer of 40 plus years. And she's brilliant. I teasingly call her mom's second favorite. She's my older sister. I call her mom's second favorite. But here's how I get away with that. I say, well, you know, Teresa, you're the smarter, pretty one. Mom had to find a way to dote on the ugly, lesser, smarter person. And she gets, you're like, yes, okay. But know that I was born first. I said, yes, mistakes happen. And then you have baby Jesus. So basically what happened is she said, you know, I found something interesting about New Mexico. She said they are a state that is not run by white people. Now I want you to think about that for a minute, because everybody else be run by white people in the government, the local government, everything. In New Mexico, it's a whole nother vibe. She said something along the lines of, are they, because this is speaking as a civil rights attorney who, by the way, there's going to be in January a documentary on Stevie Wonder going after King Holiday in the 80s. And she's one of the people, she's a person behind this, putting together a civil rights, because she was involved in that, in the civil rights, okay? Brilliant lady. And Teresa said, was asking questions about,
Hey, Humpty Dumbbell Head is funny as shit. That's funny as hell.
you know, the coalitions working together in New Mexico while she was there. And they were like, no, we ain't got none of that. Why? It is. I'm going somewhere with this. Why? Because I got a second bombshell coming. Just follow me. She said, wow, what I discovered is they don't have these things because you don't need, listen to me now, and white folks don't get in your feelings what she said, because she's right. She said, you don't need coalitions for minorities when a conquering culture is not present in government. Woo! Basically, white folks ain't running shit in New Mexico. New Mexicans, no. The New people in New Mexico, whether it be Latinos, whether it be Native Americans, the brown people running shit in New Mexico. Don't fuck around with NM. NM is, New Mex ain't playing. So when they got pissed that Trump is coming over here trying to block them because Trump ain't giving them nothing, administration, they're like, nope, we ain't giving you nothing on Epstein. They're like, what, bitch? We getting ready to suicide your ass. When they get sued, you're going to have the judges say, I command you, boom, you better do it. Because they're going to win that suit. I command you, federal judges, boom, or you're going to be in contempt and you're going to go to jail. Well, Trump will just pardon them. Yeah, they'll pardon them. But the question is, who want to go to jail for Trump? I tell you somebody who don't. Janine Spiro. Janine Spiro said, bitch, here you go. I'm going to drop these cases. I ain't losing my job over this shit out in D.C. That was bold, man. That was bold. I love that in her. She's like, nah, man, I'm going to listen to the judge. Your ass is crazy. What I'm trying to get you, she's the one who dropped the Olympian case, like the judge said, because the judge threw it out. And Trump felt she should have talked belligerently at the judge. It's like, really, motherfucker? For you? So the next bombshell that came is the Associated Press talking about exactly what I've been talking about for the last year and a half plus. The Epstein Society. What happened was they found out that banks, the very banks who getting in trouble with Trump or getting sued.
A full cart that's lighter on your wallet. That's a breath of fresh air. Download the Upside app and get a $10 bonus on your first purchase.
If you have an iPhone or an Android phone, you need to check this out. This is cool. It's two pieces. The first one has
over January 6th shit was trying to cover up their own shit with Epstein money and tried to cover up their own shit involving money. And Barry Weiss and CBS trying to cover up an interview they did with one of Epstein's people and then revealed a whole bunch of shit. And they ain't aired it since. They're looking at bank records. They have subpoenaed for everything. And the government said, no, we ain't giving you shit. Even though they gave that shit to the Republican Oversight Committee. Oh, this motherfucker done fucked up now. He fucked up royally. So now you got New Mexico, who's going to win that case, and the federal judge forced you to do something. You better give up something, motherfucker. And now you got the press coming out talking about, ooh, motherfucker. Wait a minute, bank records, people, you hid CBS, bitch. What's going on? And that's the last thing Trump wants. Because remember, what do? LMP, he lies, manipulates. Ooh, look at this plane. Epstein what? I didn't see any Epstein. And ooh, look at this plane. Epstein what? I didn't see anything. You see what I'm saying? And then he projects authority he doesn't have. You can't have these records. Yeah. Problem is, you're one of three branches, and the other two ain't necessarily listening to you. The GOP, which only has so much time until we get to the polls and fuck them up, and he's gonna try to steal, but he's gonna try, but this shit ain't gonna work. Everybody see it a million miles away. You didn't announce it for last year and a half, bitch. We know. And the
Donald Trump's dark past continues to surface as the web of Epstein's financing continues to be exposed. And we see perhaps another reason why Donald Trump was so keen on acquiring CBS via his right-wing oligarch buds to shut down important investigations into the Epstein files. Hat tip to Aaron Parnas, who's been on the front lines investigating the Epstein cover-up. Hat tip to Katie Fang. I mean, a true living hero, Katie Fang, fighting for Epstein transparency for the Epstein survivors. And I want to give a hat tip to Jason Leopold over at Bloomberg, who's done a very good job with the FOIA requests and bringing transparency to Trump's cover-up. All great people. I want to give them all credit at the outset. Follow the money. How Wall Street bankrolled and how the Trump administration and CBS are blocking the truth about Epstein, how they bankrolled Epstein. Deutsche Bank failed to promptly report to U.S. authorities more than $250 million in suspicious transactions tied to Jeffrey Epstein, including funds used to pay women in Russia and other Eastern European countries, according to a new report from Senator Ron Wyden. Jason Leopold is also reporting. We should also point out here that there was at least one bank recently in a court filing when Donald Trump sued them for debanking him that said that the reason why Trump was, quote unquote, debanked was because of suspicious activity reports and because it was flagged for violating, not Trump directly, but that it was flagged for violating internal controls that it had for suspicious accounts. And where certain flags were triggered, this bank said, we have to debank you, not to suggest or say that it automatically means that you are directly involved in money laundering, but that the bank itself has obligations to not facilitate accounts that have certain benchmarks that could be used for it. And that was one of the defenses to the bank that Trump was suing, saying, oh, you debanked me because I'm conservative. Like, ain't because you're conservative. It was debanking you because of what the red flags were. But here, we're seeing Deutsche Bank fail to promptly report to U.S. authorities separately these $250 million in suspicious transactions. Bank of America didn't report millions of dollars in suspicious Epstein-related transactions connected to two billionaires, Leon Black, including two unusual wires and others that did not have a verifiable business purpose. and no apparent economic, business, or lawful purpose until 5 to 7 years after they took place, according to Wyden's 67-page report. These allegations, based on reviews of non-public records held by the Treasury Department, are detailed in Wyden's report. Looking the other way.
No, this is not a TDS channel, but we got TDS in here. Trump dick suckers.
How Wall Street banks enable Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking. The document describes the lawmakers' multi-year investigation into Epstein's financial network. The report also says
you ain't going nowhere.
Wyden was interviewed about his investigation in March by then 60 Minutes correspondent Sharon Alfonsi. For a segment, the news program was reporting about Wall Street banks and the U.S. Virgin Islands government's relationship with Epstein. 2 months later, CBS News fired Alfonsi after she publicly criticized CBS leadership and editor-in-chief Barry Weiss's editorial decisions involving a different segment she reported on. Neither the Wyden interview nor the broader Epstein story was ever aired. A spokesperson for CBS News confirmed that Alfonsi had interviewed Wyden for a potential segment in March, but said the full story did not come together for airing during the 60-minute season that concluded in May. The spokesperson, though, would not comment on any plans for the program's next season. Wyden intends to introduce legislation that would impose tougher penalties on banks and individual bankers who fail to swiftly report suspicious activity involving high-risk clients, according to the report. His proposed bill would require greater accountability for wealth management executives, including annual certifications from senior bank officials that ultra-high net worth clients have undergone proper monitoring and enhanced due diligence. Federal law requires banks to notify the Treasury's Financial Crime Division. I laugh because, the Treasury's Financial Crime Division right now, under Bess and Shore, within 60 days of detecting suspicious transactions. Maybe you want to check the Treasury ledger for those suspicious transactions, because a lot of that market manipulation is coming right from that building and from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Each of the three banks ultimately filed such notices, known as suspicious activity reports or SARs, about Epstein, but most were filed only retroactively after the disgraced financier was arrested. Wyden staff reviewed SARs showing that Deutsche Bank retroactively flagged $250 million in suspicious wire transfers flowing in and out of Epstein's accounts after he was arrested on sex trafficking charges in July 2019. One of the bank's SARs identified 1,140 wire transfers between 2013 and 2019, totaling $147 million. Deutsche Bank became Epstein's bank after he was dropped by JP Morgan in 2013, roughly 5 years after his initial guilty plea. Deutsche Bank declined to comment. A spokesperson for B of A said, "We take our legal and regulatory responsibilities very seriously. And as we previously said, the bank did not facilitate wrongdoing." JP Morgan said in a statement it began filing reports to regulators about suspicious transactions involving Epstein in 2002. Let's bring in Harry Litman. Harry Litman, you and I have both litigated cases against banks. And I litigated cases against banks back when I was a litigator. I no longer practice. But where banks would be held liable for not filing suspicious activity reports, where they would aid and abet money laundering, where they would aid and abet Ponzi schemes and other suspicious activity. I mean, the MedCap case that I did in California back in 2014, 2015, I think banks were on the hook for hundreds of millions of dollars in facilitating transactions that they could have flagged. So, to me, what's interesting is not just the story about these suspicious activity reports about Epstein, the $250 million, which is certainly a lot of money, although I personally believe that's probably the tip of the iceberg. The CBS cover-up component here is important, but this happens the same week where finally banks are fighting back against Trump and saying, we didn't debank you because you're Trump. We debanked you because we literally have an obligation and we're going to get sued and we're liable if we didn't do that. We're obligated by federal law to do what we did. And now you're going to sue us and whine. And when we hear, Harry, all of these people whining, oh, you debanked me because I'm this, you debanked me because of that. No, the world that they want, Harry, is the world we see now, where you have these right-wing oligarchs running amok, manipulating markets, and God knows what the hell is happening in those bank accounts right now. But if what we see is the tip of the iceberg, what's going on behind the scenes at the country clubs where the Epstein class hangs out is certainly very, very concerning, Harry Littman.
At least that. Look, you're totally right. I've done a lot of these cases, Ben, as a prosecutor. And it's really, you see this story again and again that some schnook, structures transactions, is caught, goes to jail. I've done those cases. But that some really, really rich guy has a personal relationship and kind of works it. And then, I'm a little short. Oh, really? Did I? But gets the bank or a particular banker on the hook. And then they're kind of stuck, and get sort of strung along. And it's ironically the richest clients who wind up really making banks liable. But let's start here. If he's not president of the United States and you have, say, one strike as a bank for a customer you won't take, you gotta use it on Donald Trump. Here's a guy who we know doesn't like to pay, sues right and left, goes bankrupt repeatedly, cheats in terms of what information he provides in order to get unfairly low or high, depending on if he's trying to pay less taxes or get better rates from banks. This guy is an inveterate shyster, and that banks deal with him at all is something of a miracle. Except now he browbeats and he does all this other stuff, and you have banks being so stupid. And by the way, I gotta imagine that this story is yet to be written fully, really delving into Epstein and the money, but you're going to see something similar. We've seen just again and again some way he had of infiltrating his way, either charm or greasing palms or whatever, but into the lives of really prominent people who did him favors and now are running for cover as soon as it's done. We're talking about really high-end bankers and lawyers and all kinds of people in a story that hasn't been told. I agree. Hats off to Barnes. And there's a lot here. In general, it feels to me like, does this connect with that and that with the third? It's sprawling. And as you say, there's sort of overlap of time. This is what you have to go into more. But there was a day when I would have read something like this and said, here's an overly suspicious reporter or just trying to, bring up something that isn't there. But I'm sorry. Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, what kind of bad assumption can you not countenance when you're talking about these guys? The ruthlessness, the criminality, the instinct to cover up at all costs. And so, you can really see how, and that's the other thing about this stuff, when banks, blow it and make mistakes and then have to run. It's so often so stupid. It's so obvious and in front of their eyes in retrospect. But that sort of isn't it? The Jeffrey Epstein story now. All these people, 2 days ago, Dr. Fauci, right? It's just like, things come out and they're completely mortified. But that's the story. And, we haven't even been able to scratch the surface of what he did with all the women and girls that he victimized. The money part, the island, the parties, the donations to charity. That's a huge part of how Epstein got away with it. Like, all kinds of hustlers in the past. But that's a big story to be uncovered and told. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but we are in, days And the counter adage is, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not really out to get you. You certainly got my attention when you said Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, CBS, and there's it really stands to reason that there were people there doing stuff that they now don't want the American people to know. And once you get, this is my sort of final point here, once you get into these really convoluted, intricate money things, I mean, I've had days where I spent, the whole day and just at 7 p.m. wanted to say, oh man, I don't know if I know any more than I did before. They are very sophisticated in sort of moving things around and the like. But somewhere at the core is someone, who just green-lighted a fraud, or Trump who just lied, or Epstein who sold somebody a bill of goods. And, that's going to be the work of several lifetime biographers or historians to get to the bottom of the tangled web that Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump wove.
2 points. Number one, if you think about the Trump regime as a series, a really horrific series, and I don't mean to conflate a series that I enjoy with a horrific series that is Trump, but if you think about the Star Wars initial trilogy, and then you go back in time to the origins of all of this, like how the dark side became the dark side. Right. The reality is that this Epstein stuff and the way Epstein moved money is remarkably indicative of the habits and the patterns that we see pronounced now that take place in the Oval Office. So I just want to say that, you go, oh, it's like Baby Yoda. It's like, it's like the training grounds for what was to basically become for these very, for the way financial stuff is handled. And I'm like, whoa, there's so many similarities there. Also, when we talk about the things that have not been turned over in the Epstein Transparency Act, there are all these adjacent investigations that have just been deemed, just because, by the Trump's DOJ, not to fall within the ambit of the Epstein Transparency Act. So they've pretty much narrowly said, got it. Just the sex trafficking case of Epstein here and the Ghislaine case, that's what we'll produce. But then they didn't produce millions of documents. The broader issue is they were investigating him for money laundering and these financial crimes. And those are not even considered in the universe of documents that are being withheld. They just basically said that's not what's required in the act. And so what I want to know is the broader money laundering investigation. And that is probably terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of documents.
All my friends moved to the city, and maybe they're like me, trying to build something of their own. I just never figured out how to start. Hey, Replit. Build me a site where people can see my work and make bookings. Turns out, the first step didn't have to happen at a desk. It could happen the second an idea hit. Make the colors of the site warm, soft, and a little faded. Add a font like that, a serif with some weight. This is looking really good, but I needed to do a little more. Add a way for clients to book real dates and make payments. And when it was ready, I could make it live. Create your future right from your phone. What will you build today? Download the Replit mobile app.
I can make money while doing nothing. Whiteout Survival is seriously so fun. It's all about collecting resources and building your town with your own skill. And the best part of all, 0 ads. Tap the link below and download now.
Whiteout Survival. Play free now.
Because of all of the people Epstein was involved in. Those are those tedious financial records that you and I would look at as litigators. And then to me, one of the crucial things about the Trump-Epstein relationship was that home in Palm Beach that the Russian oligarch eventually purchased from Trump, that Trump bought from one of their Palm Beach billionaire friends who was going bankrupt on paper, that Epstein said that he was going to buy, that Trump bought from underneath Epstein, and then a few years later doubled or tripled the price by giving it to this Russian oligarch. And in a lot of the Epstein emails, Epstein even flags that transaction. And so the guy was Gossman who sold it. And the Russian oligarch was like one of Putin's top people. I want to know about that stuff. And to me, that is where my spidey sense as a litigator goes. That's where it's at. And, it's going to be our job, and Katie Fang and Aaron Parnas and Jason Leopold and others to get it. Harry,
and there you have it. I just want to say, look, I'm a prosecutor. I believe in guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, but I also believe in investigation and thorough investigation. There is a lot of splaining to do, and it's not just about what crimes occurred. How did this guy pray the whole spider web of crimes, sexual, financial, maybe fraud? That's something that we have a right to know, and you're totally right. It's going to take someone. I'm thinking of David Farenhold, who did such a good job with the post on Trump's taxes, just really trudge through a lot of records, but that's where it is. And, this was a big eyesore for society, not just Todd Blanche or Donald Trump or Ghislaine Maxwell or Jeffrey Epstein, all the victims, etc. And getting to the bottom, it almost always, in my experience, involves the interrelationship of, for example, sexual crimes and money. And man, oh man, whoever can start to crack that wall, hats are off to them, but it's just a morass, but a morass that it really means something to try to understand.
Everybody subscribe to Harry Litman's YouTube channel. It's called Talking Feds. Search Talking Feds on YouTube. Go watch some of Harry's videos and put in the comments, WTF America, Harry. That's the book I wrote with my brothers. Comes out in October. Pre-order it now. And let Harry know if you purchased it. But subscribe to Harry Litman's YouTube channel. It's called Talking Feds. Thanks, Harry.
Hey, thanks, man.
And subscribe here as well.
Hey, if you want the full story, how democracy got here and how we take it back, pre-order our new book, WTF America, today. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Let's do this.
I'm headed out to do a quick grocery run for the family at Giant. I just need to replenish a few items. Grocery list, bags, card, and of course, I have to claim my offer. Because who doesn't want to get cash back with the Upside app? As a family of 5, I try to save money wherever I can, and it only takes a few moments.
So I'm here at Giant. I'm going to go inside, add these items to cart, and then I'm going to use my Upside app so I can get cash back.
Upside is a cashback app that allows me to earn rewards on my grocery runs. Upside truly helps because I know I'm getting cash back every time I shop at Giant. All I have to do is connect my card to the app and pay with that same card once I'm in the store. Once I'm done shopping, I can go to the Upside app and redeem my earnings, deposit it directly into my bank account. Simple. This is the Giant run that pays me back every single time.
Shine, shopping online. Try it now.
cold in here. We're gonna be gone for 2 weekends. No. Our last vacation we was gone for 2 weekends, remember?
Jonathan requested a 5 o'clock.
And we come back on what day?
Tuesday.
show coming up in North Carolina Friday and Saturday.
What's the date?
I don't even think the date's been determined yet. Look at the thing.
You said what?
On TV.
Ankle bracelet?
I love it. I'm a carton. Paul McCartney and the Beatles. He wasn't in the fucking Beatles, was he? Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Ringo Starr. Very proud. I thought parents might talk to me like, I'm gonna put the TV, because last time I did that, it was the TV, then I got up and listened, and I didn't hear the shit.